You guys are not going to believe what we found out about the transmission. Hey, what's up guys? I know I haven't posted any videos lately, and there's a reason for that. So we decided on Friday that we were gonna stay up. We drove 4.5 hours, got a torque converter for the truck, pulled the transmission before we left. As soon as we got the transmission out, we left, went and got the torque converter, came home, got home like 11. Then slapped the torque converter in the transmission, threw the transmission in, pulled an all-nighter, got the transmission in, got everything squared away, started that next day, and ended up still having issues with the transmission. I don't believe it's like actually internal, or I shouldn't say internal, I don't think it's anything mechanical, as in like clutches, clutch pack.
Why you always lying? Why? Always lying to me. Why? You lying so much. Why? You making it hard for me.
Bands or like anything of that matter. I think it's a line pressure issue or a trans pump maybe, or something related. But the sad part is I recorded all this content, had all kinds of content ready for you guys, filmed everything, and just got done editing it, had it edited, ready to go, and when I went to export it to my library on my iPad, it said it didn't have enough memory to export it, so I went through and deleted all my pictures. Well, I went through and deleted those, and then went to export it, and then it said all the videos that were in the video needed to be there for that video to be exported. So pretty much everything got deleted. I even went to my recently deleted and deleted everything in there too, because it takes up memory. So yeah, everything's gone. All of my hard work. I literally spent 2 days editing the video because it was like 55 minutes of content, and I had to edit it down all the way to 21 minutes, and there was a lot of editing, and it took forever, and it's all gone.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
That's that. Sorry. I'm mad because it was actually a pretty good video, but you guys aren't going to see that now. So it is what it is. It happens. We'll get over it. We have much better things to record. It happens to the best of us, and it's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the day. It is the end of the day. It's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
Nigga, what?
Okay, yeah. Anyhow, it's not the end of the world. There'll be more videos. Preferably more burnout videos, but we'll see. We'll see. Here in about half hour, Lucas is coming over. We are gonna do some trans pressure tests on the test ports on the trans, and figure out if it's not getting enough line pressure, or if it has too much or something. I'm hoping that this leads to some type of answer, because I found a guy down the road that is had the same issue with his first gen. It was a gasser, but the same transmission, the A518, I believe. Literally the same issue, had the whine, except for he was saying that his wouldn't move at all until it warmed up. And by warm up, I mean get to operating temperature. And then once it got to operating temperature, anything over 5% throttle, it would still slip. Mine's doing the exact same thing, except for once it doesn't really warm up. It gets to like 130 degrees. And that's not warm for that transmission. Before it was getting to like 160, 165, 170. So I think there's definitely something wrong with the fluid. Something to do in that category of things. So yeah, and it kills me because the fluid's not all that dirty. It has never gotten hot, never overheated. So that's just what it's fishy. I'm gonna get to the end of this. A lot of people just throw a transmission at it, but I'm honestly, I don't care to spend the money to throw a transmission at it. I'm just curious. It bugs me when I don't know what's wrong with something. So I'm gonna figure out what's wrong with it, hopefully. Obviously, I spent a bunch of money this weekend and a lot of time to get the transmission fixed, but obviously that wasn't the fix. I swore it was a torque converter. The torque converter we pulled out was toast. So that's why I was completely convinced, but I guess not. So yeah, guys. If I get a chance to record any of the content when he comes over, hopefully we can get something fixed tonight. If not, then I'll see you guys next time. But thanks. About to drop the pan on this thing once again for like the millionth time, except for this time we're just gonna drain it into a clean pan, so that we can reuse the fluid, because it's like the 4th time I've bought trans fluid for this thing. I'm not buying it anymore. So we're just gonna check and make sure there's no cracks in the valve body, no problems with the valve body, make sure the filter didn't collapse, maybe make sure the filter's all the way up against the its ports, and we're going to turn the line pressure down, and we're going to retorque and adjust the bands. Yesterday we did a test and showed that the line pressure was at 70 psi. I think stock is like 50 to 54, so we only turned it up like 6 psi. So some I think it was turned up already before, and then we turned it up more. So I don't know if that could have already done damage or what, you know, I don't really know. But yeah, so once we get the pan dropped, I'll show you guys. You guys are not gonna believe what we found out about the transmission. All I have to say, it's the little things. Don't ever get into a predicament where you can't see the little things. Don't always go for the big stuff. If you know, if somebody, for example, if someone tells you your truck is about to blow up or something because the bearings are shot in it, don't just go, okay, I guess I'll just put a new engine in, or I'll just put new bearings in it. Look into it. Try to figure out what caused it and why it was caused it. And this very example is going to show you why you should do that. And all I can do is really laugh right now, because it's such a simple, stupid thing. It may have hurt the transmission because of it, but if the transmission really is hurt permanently, then at least I know what caused it. And that's really what I was going for. I know I'm going to have to put a transmission in this truck eventually, because I mean, it's got supporting powerful mods for what the truck came with. I know it's gonna need a transmission, but I just wanted to know what would cause it. Alright, so we're onto the truck, okay? Let's see if you guys can, I'll just give you guys a second to think about this. Do you guys notice anything wrong here? You can't see the other side of the dipstick, but the other side of the dipstick says add, and you do not see the rest of the dipstick. There's no full, there's no nothing else, okay? That dipstick tube is supposed to come down into this transmission about 1/4 inch. I looked up a picture. This dipstick tube is literally sitting flush. It does not come down into the pan whatsoever. I looked up a picture and it's not in the pan all the way. And that would explain all the issues we've been having. It's been getting overfilled. That would explain why every time I top it off, I notice it'll start to leak out of the dipstick tube. It's because it's getting overfilled. And when you overfill a transmission, you have too much slip, and that causes the transmission to slip. Now, this problem has been persisting since the engine has been pulled out and put back in this truck. The dipstick tube got messed up when we pulled the engine out, I assume, because that's when that whole event happened. It took some abuse on the dipstick, so I assume that's what pulled it out. So it needs to be shoved back down. It's been reading low, and that would also explain why every time I would go drive the truck, drive around, it would read empty. I'm like, what the heck? So I'd add fluid into it and keep adding fluid, and I'm like, dude, it's not leaking that much. And that is exactly why. The dipstick tube was not down all the way, not allowing the dipstick to read its full fluid level. So that is the #1 main problem right there, I guarantee it. Whether it caused any damage, we'll have to see. We're going to turn the line pressure back down, and we're going to adjust the bands just to start off from square one and see how the truck does after that. And then maybe we'll come back and turn the line pressure back up later or something, I don't know. But we'll see. If the transmission is hurt, then, you know, oh well. Little stuff happens, and you can't prevent everything. So we're gonna try to beat this dipstick out. And probably clean up that tube, and then go ahead and start adjusting the bands and turn the line pressure down. Hey guys, what's up? I know yesterday we didn't really record much. I was like just busy trying to hurry up and get the truck put back together before dark, and we still ended up finishing it up in dark. And I hate working in dark. I absolutely hate it, because things get rushed, things get messed up. Anyhow, so as I stated, the dipstick was the problem the whole time. It's too late to fix it. The trans is toast. I dropped the filter, and there was clutch material about that thick, just bunches of it, metal shavings, bunches of it, and the clutch material was like, if you like ever chipped up paint, that's literally what it looked like. There was a bunch of it. So I mean, the trans is toast. We tried to adjust the bands and adjust the line pressure back to where it needed to be, and it holds in reverse, but drive is just slips like there's no other. So it is what it is. I'm just gonna worry about stop trying to rush the truck and do it right. So we're just gonna start on the body work for now. Worry about a trans later, month or two. Kind of peck away at it, but body work is a #1 thing that I want to get done, because I don't want to do body work in the middle of winter, because you can't. I mean, I want to wrap the truck before it gets cold, because it's hard to wrap a truck in the winter. So the body work needs to happen now. We're going to do some recording today, but obviously it won't be on this video. So, but yeah guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks as always. I know some of you may be disappointed that we still haven't done a burnout yet. Actually, we did do a burnout yesterday in reverse, just because the trans was messed up, and I was just wanting to do a burnout. So we did a really big burnout in reverse, but you know, a little sketchy. But anyhow guys, thanks as always. Like, subscribe, turn notifications on, do whatever you gotta do if you like what you're seeing. Thanks guys, see ya next video.